Vtubers are becoming more popular every day, and with companies such as Anycolor and Cover moving into the English-speaking market, an interesting question starts to take shape. What is the future of Vtubing in the West? Now, I have been following Vtubers since March 2020, starting off with Japanese ones from Hololive and Nijisanji. Then I became a Vtuber in June of 2020. About a month later, I stumbled into the world of independent Vtubers. And most of the independent Vtubers that I have followed are English speakers. Now, from time to time, you see Cover and Anycolor looking for new Vtubers, and you can apply to become their new Vtuber. I can't speak for every one of these applications, but for those that I have seen, there is a requirement that you speak Japanese. Which is okay. These companies can do whatever they want, within the law of course. But ever since I started looking into these companies, back in, as I said, March 2020, I've had this feeling that they are being a little bit indecisive. To me, it looks like they don't really want to push into the West, even though Hololive English has completely taken off online. You also have these independent Vtubers who are taking off. I've asked myself for a long time, why won't they go in on this? It's not that big of a risk. I mean, Hololive English and these independent creators have shown that there is a giant market for it. And this market is just gonna continue growing. So why won't they properly invest? I have of course looked at their websites. I have also looked around for information to see what kind of companies they are. Who are Cover? Who is Anycolor? What are their company values and their mission? A while ago I did a stream where I took a deep dive into this. I looked at all the information, looked at everything, and it struck me that they are very similar companies. And both want to spread this to the rest of the world. It says so in the mission and values statement. They want to bring on a new entertainment economy, and they want to bring Japanese culture to the world. And additionally, they want the Vtuber phenomenon to be worldwide. So I cannot understand why they're not investing properly, and why they're not going all into this. Now, Hololive has been a little better at this. I think much of that is the Vtuber community helping them out. Now, Nijisanji hasn't really done a good job of going to the rest of the world. Their marketing hasn't really worked out. It also seems like Hololive moving to the West was influenced a lot by Kiryu Koko, who is now graduating. So, of course, another question. Now that Koko is out of the picture, are they going to keep expanding at the same rate, or is that just going to die down? All of this is of course speculation on my part, but I'm seeing some weird business moves from both companies. So back to our question. What is going to happen to Vtubing in the West? Where is it going to go? Neither Cover nor Anycolor capitalizes on this rapid rise in popularity they're having. I expect that some Western company is going to sweep up all the market share. Because with Anycolor earning around about $28 million, and, well, Cover's financial records are incredibly difficult to find, near impossible. I think one can assume that they have quite a bit more money than Anycolor. That's a lot of money, and the phenomenon of Vtubers aren't even that big yet. It's just getting started. Now, Cover has a firm grasp on Japan and Asia. The Western market is wide open. I don't know if Cover and Anycolor realize this, but most of the world don't speak Japanese. That is of course just a fact, but it's an important one. Because that means that a vast quantity of your fans are relying on fan translations and watching streams without knowing what's being said. I said in my deep dive stream that if I was Cover, what I would do is to push more into the West, to expand the English branch of the company. And I would also try to bring in independent Vtubers, but as this side branch kind of thing, like contractors or something like that. Now, I doubt they're going to do that because they are so indecisive and spending an outrageous amount of time deciding what to do. If a Western company comes around, they can just sweep up the Western market, which is one of my speculations. Because it seems that in general, Japanese companies are more risk-averse than Western ones. One of my friends made a prediction about a year ago. He said that the VTuber community would devolve into a corporate hellscape. And now I wish that won't happen. I can't say for certain that it won't. Just look at all the other entertainment industries around the world. You got the music industry, who is stuck in the 1920s. The games industry, which is constantly on fire. And the film industry, which truthfully I don't really know all that much about. But it seems to also be on fire quite a lot. So the likelihood of the VTuber community going the same way is not zero. We can only hope. If you like this video, give it a like. If you want to see content similar to this, subscribe. And with that, I'll see you next time. Goodbye.